Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down a really powerful argument about why the traditional, so-called safe career path in India might actually be the riskiest one of all. We're pulling all our insights directly from the source material to unpack this.
Okay, let's just dive right in. This single sentence, this is the foundation for everything we're about to talk about. It's making a huge claim, right? It's saying that the playbook our parents gave us, the one designed for their world, isn't just old. It's now leading a whole generation into a financial trap.
I mean, think about it. You probably did everything you were told to do. You got the right degree, you landed that job in a big MNC, you even started paying off that EMI. You followed the map perfectly. But if you have this nagging feeling that something's off, that you're not as secure as you thought, well, you're not alone. And there's a big structural reason why.
All right, so first up, let's actually break down what this deception is. We're going to look at how a path that was supposed to guarantee stability has turned into a blueprint for, well, mediocrity and a ton of risk you didn't see coming. A path built for an economy that, frankly, just doesn't exist anymore.
Next, we're going to dig into the why. Why is this safe path failing so badly? We're going to see how the very foundations of it, the economic engine, the financial advice, even the way we think about experience are all crumbling right under our feet. Everything is changing.
So, for the last, 30 years or so, the entire Indian service industry and millions of jobs were basically created from one single powerful idea: global labor arbitrage. At its core, it was about selling Indian time and brain power for dollars. Simple as that. This right here, this was the engine. For decades, you had this massive gap between high wages in the West and the super low cost of living in India. That gap created a huge economic opportunity. And that wide margin, that was the safety in the safe career path.
But here's the problem, and it's a big one. That gap is closing, and it's closing fast. On one hand, living costs in India are shooting up to global levels. And at the exact same time, AI is pushing the cost of knowledge work down, way down, like towards zero. The entire model is breaking apart.
And this is the part you really need to understand. Your competition has fundamentally changed. It's no longer about competing with a person in another country who can do your job for cheaper. Now, you're competing against an algorithm that can do it instantly, for practically free. Now, this whole collapse isn't just about your job security. It's also about your money. The traditional advice, it pushes you into a life filled with debt. And that debt acts like a chain, a compliance mechanism, keeping you tied to the very job you probably need to get away from. I mean, just look at the math on this. It's absolutely brutal. You take out a huge home loan early on, and your mortgage rate is maybe 8 or 9%. But the rent you could get from it, 2 or 3%. Meanwhile, real inflation is eating away at your salary. It's a financial trap, plain and simple. And it's designed to kill any appetite you have for taking career risks. And what about experience? You know, the safe path always assumes that the longer you're there, the more valuable you are. But we have to ask this really tough question. In a lot of jobs, especially in older tech roles, your skills just stagnate. You're not getting 10 years of new, valuable experience. You're just repeating your first year over and over again. And all of this points to a massive shift in what the market actually cares about. It used to be that your degree, your pedigree from a fancy college was your golden ticket. But today, degrees are a commodity. Everyone has one. What matters now is your portfolio, the tangible, concrete proof of what you can actually build and create. But before we can even start talking about a new path forward, we have to deal with the internal programming. The source material calls it a mindset virus, and it's this set of old beliefs that keeps people psychologically stuck on this failing path, even when they can see the writing on the wall.
And right at the heart of this mindset is the low kya kahenge tax. It's that immense social pressure to pick a career that sounds impressive to your relatives, even if another, less glamorous path offers way more money, way more freedom, and way more real-world value. It's a tax on your potential.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem pretty clearly. So what's the solution? What's the way out? Well, if the old path was all about trading your time for money, the new path is all about one powerful idea: leverage. It's about finding ways to disconnect your income from the hours you work, so you're not just trading your life away 1 hour at a time. You see, the old safe path always pushes you towards labor leverage, basically becoming a manager of other people. But the real power, the real game changers in this new economy are code and media.
Why? Because they're permissionless. You don't need anyone's approval to start writing code or creating content, and they can scale to reach millions of people at almost zero extra cost.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great in theory, but how do I actually do it? How do you get from the old path to the new one without just, taking a crazy, reckless leap? Let's talk about a practical, low-risk strategy you can use.
It's called the Barbell Strategy, and it's actually pretty brilliant. On one side of the barbell, you have extreme safety. That's your boring day job. It pays the bills, covers your costs. On the other side, you take extreme, but calculated, risks in your free time. The job caps your downside so you can't lose everything, but your side projects, they give you unlimited upside.
And while you're in that safe job, you have to see this number from the source material. It's staggering. Staying loyal to one company for more than 2 years can cost you up to half of your potential lifetime earnings compared to people who switch jobs more often. In today's world, loyalty is often punished financially, not rewarded.
At the end of the day, when you strip away all the details, this whole thing boils down to one fundamental choice. It's about deciding what kind of professional you really want to be in this new world we're living in.
So, are you a corporate serf? Is your value and your identity completely tied to the logo on your business card? Or are you a sovereign individual, where your value comes from your own skills, your personal brand, the things you own and have built? The safe path creates serfs. The new economy rewards sovereigns. So let's just pull this all together. What is the new reality? First, safety is an illusion. The only real stability is adaptability. Second, your portfolio of work is your new resume. It's the only credential that truly matters. Third, you have to own something, equity, a brand, a product, if you want to build real wealth. And finally, leverage is the only way to escape that time for money trap. Our source material leaves us with this really powerful image. The safe job, it's like a comfortable cage. You get a guaranteed meal every day. But the door is wide open. The real opportunity's out there. But it means you have to take full responsibility for your own success, for hunting your own food. Look, the advice our parents and teachers gave us, it came from a good place. It was their map of the world. But that territory, that entire economic landscape, it's gone. So the final question is for you. Are you going to keep following an old, outdated map? Or are you brave enough to start drawing your own?